What fresh hell is this? Well, it's a fresh episode of Hell, a cyberpunk thriller. Welcome back, everybody. Last time, on Hell, we finally joined the Citizens Freedom Front and met up with their leader, Senator Aaron Burr. This game and its names. And before we get started, I just want to mention that I am about 20 hours deep into Dark Souls 2 at this point, and surprise, surprise, it's pretty great. I think it could probably use a little rebalancing in a few areas, but it hasn't had any major patches yet, and the same could be said of Dark Souls 1, which had its various buffs and nerfs in several patches over the course of its lifetime. But yeah, I'm digging it a lot. Time will yet have to tell if it's a superior sequel or merely a worthy sequel, but at the very least, a worthy sequel it is. Man, and we've got the Final Fantasy X re-release coming out this week. I'm a happy bunny gaming-wise. Anyway, back to the game at hand. We have been hearing some things about a demon hunter named Dean Sterling, and I think not really having any particularly notable leads to go on at this point, we're going to pay a little visit to Mr. Sterling, see if he might have any information that might be helpful to us. Now, Mr. Sterling, where do you live? Ah, there we are. Farragut North. Impressive decor.
Gadzooks, but from the moment you enter this room, there's little question that the occupant knows how to hunt. The question is, does he know how to hunt demons? The rumor is, he does.
Gadzooks, huh?
His rugged good looks and a few well-placed scars go well with the Outback outfit. He looks like a demon hunter.
Fair enough, although, how do we know what a demon hunter looks like? Well, anyway, let's see what Dean has to say.
Blimey, didn't hear you come in. I got lost in these old texts here. Fascinating stuff. Are you Ashanti?
You got it, Ace. How'd you know?
Well, I hit advance a little too early because the subtitle didn't quite cover all his dialogue there, but he was just asking, are you Ashanti and Brock then?
I've got to keep abreast of everyone on the demon trail. I figured we'd meet up sooner or later. Well, what can I do for you then?
We thought maybe you could give us a hand. We're trying to track down why the Hand wants us dead. The trail seems to keep leading back to demons, like Mr. Beautiful, for instance.
Blimey, now there's a bugger I'd like to bag. I've been working on him for years. I got dreams of mounting his head on my wall.
Bring me the head of Dennis Hopper.
We know what you mean. Are they all like that?
Essentially, yeah. It's a question of degrees, though. Some are a bit more approachable. A guy I'm working on now, for instance. Fella name of Asmodeus. You can walk right into his hell front and chat up a storm with him. Sleazy bugger, though.
Oh, side note about Dean Sterling. In this game, he is pretty much Muldoon from Jurassic Park. But in the novel, he was much more crazy, disheveled, run down, without all the Australian trappings. Pretty much hobo with an elephant gun.
Tell us about this Asmodeus. You think we could get into hell through him?
Lord, I imagine he'd take you there in an instant. He's always recruiting people for his film projects. Bugger makes snuff films involving humans and demons. Even a few beasties thrown in for good measure. Ghastly creature. How bad is any of them? Well, maybe not quite as bright as beautiful, though. Well, in fact... Well, no, I can't ask you to do that.
So Asmodeus is a demonic pornographer. Sounds like an entertaining guy.
Try us.
Well, it just occurred to me that you two would have the perfect in. See, now the way to get to him was to have him recruit you for a film. See, now he knows me. Now don't think my scarred old frame is exactly his cup of tea anyway. But you two, well, it just might work.
What's your plan?
Well, the first step is to track him. Moves his operation around a lot, he does. But I'm following some leads to his whereabouts. Once I find him, I've got a device guaranteed to take him out. And his hell pig with him. Only thing is, you'd have to get there first. And then, of course, well, there's the little trick of getting out again.
There's actually a little bit of a plot hole here. As you recall, we have separate inventories for the regular world and for Hell, and we cannot take things back and forth. But Dean wants us to take his little destructive device to Hell, and when we get to that point, we'll have absolutely no trouble doing so. This is never explained by the game. I think it's just an oversight on the part of the writers, but just thought I'd bring attention to that.
We're willing to try.
He's operating out of some abandoned storefront near Union Station. All right, then. Once you get to Hell, you've got to hide this device and get out quick. Now, it's on a timer. Activate it the minute you engage the suction device. You'll have about 10 minutes.
Standard palm heat activation of the suction device?
Boy, no, there's a line to take out of context, especially since we're talking about porn.
That's right. Oh, you're familiar with these little gizmos?
No, I mean, yes, I guess. To tell you the truth, I never saw one before. I don't think.
How did you know?
I don't know.
No bother. You're aware, that's the main thing. That's all there is to it. Then you activate your fannies out of there. I'll station myself across the way where I can see into his shop. I'll bring along my blaster in case things get dicey while you're still on Earth. Won't be much help if you run into trouble while you're, down under, so to speak. Now, good luck to you then.
Wait a minute. He just said, activate our fannies out of there. Now, of course, in American slang, that means asses. But, you know, he's clearly supposed to be Australian, with his accent and the whole, you know, great Aussie hunter thing, and the down under line just there. So, in Aussie slang, he just told us to activate our vaginas out of there. That might be difficult for Gideon unless there's something he hasn't been telling us. Alright then. Let's see if we actually have Sterling's device in our inventory. Yes, we do. I wasn't sure if it was an actual object or just a quest flag. See, here it is in our earthly inventory. And it has no description. Either an oversight or a bug. But, yeah, it's an actual object, and it should still be there when we get to Hell, so I don't know how that works. Anyway, then, let's go meet up with the demonic porn mogul. Sounds like a fun guy. Let's see, that was... yes, Union Station. Was Asmodeus' idle animation just now touching his junk and kind of arching back? Well, he's not shy, I'll give him that.
With its props and various sets, it looks like any normal film studio lot, and yet there's something different about it all when you realize porno snuff films are made here.
Alright then. In addition to Asmodeus himself, the junk-adjusting red demon in the sort of chaps and toga arrangement there, very stylish. We've also got another twosome here, and they are Rudderkind and I believe Gorinda Dove. Yes.
A troll-like servant of Asmodeus and his actors obviously loves his work.
That would be Rudderkind, and here's Gorinda.
A hell porn queen is lounging about the studio. She is conscious that she is displaying her wares at all times. Her slutty splendor is swathed in southern charm.
Ah, slutty southern splendor, my favorite kind. Hi, Gorinda.
Hi there, gorgeous. Want to be in pictures? Haven't chosen my co-star yet.
Well, as a matter of fact, I am looking for...
I wasn't talking to you, Beefcake. I'm addressing this lovely young lady here.
Oh, listen, it comes down to this. We're looking to make some good money, fast. Can you use both of us?
At the same time, in fact. Use and abuse. You folks look pretty hard up, and that comes in handy around here. But you also got to be versatile. That's the name of the game here, sugar.
And what does that entail?
Exactly. Tails, hooves, horns, you name it.
Oh, human on demon action. Just like we were supposed to be scrubbed for.
Wait a minute. I thought this was just straight smut.
Oh, relax, darling. They're just like us, except they don't go hiding what they're all about. They are lust, sugar. The real thing. Drooling, snarling, cloven, hopped up flesh hounds.
Well, that actually could be kind of a good time, I suppose.
Hey, Rach, do we really know what we're getting into here?
Oh, it's not that bad. Asmodeus pays great money. But on the other hand, none of these fiends has ever even seen bathwater. Then there's the potbellies, the molting, the belching. Come on, sugar. Take a walk with me on the dark side.
Well, I'll keep that in mind. Rudderkind, what's your opinion on all this?
Hello there, I'm Rudderkind. You're new. What's your name?
Rachel, and this is Gideon.
Hello, Mistress Rachel. Master Gideon, may I serve you?
No, thanks. We can't talk. We're here to do a little business.
I'm in the business. 10 years, yet my days were never happier than these last 3 in which I've had the pleasure of serving Mistress Gorinda.
Well, someone's a little subby, it sounds like.
How nice for you.
Oh, I've had an illustrious career. Would you like to hear the highlights?
Of course.
I started at the very bottom. It was nothing like the level of prestige I've achieved now. I started just fetching towels for the lead in Neuromanservant. Now I'm strictly in the service of Mistress Gorinda, but I'm sure that something could be arranged now that you're with us. I'll check on it.
Yeah, I would say Rudderkind knows something about being on the bottom. Also, Neuromanservant, I imagine, is a little pun at the expense of Neuromancer.
Well, that's really not what...
No, I'll ask, and I'll put in a good word for you. Don't be nervous. I'm sure you'll be just fine.
Well, he's actually kind of charming as demons go. Anything else from either of them? Nope. Well, let's have a look at the big cheese around here.
A lean, mean, keen-tongued demon filmmaker. He can't be still even long enough to view one of his own snuff films.
Fair enough.
Well, 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 look what the cat dragged in, and dressed so fashionably. You gotta love that about young people. What are you? You wanna be stars? You wanna see yourselves up on the big screen? Is that it? Speak to me, baby. I want it on the set.
Well, my friend here and I...
Whoa, baby, slow down. This side of beef is part of your package? Give it to me straight. What's the deal? What's the skinny? Where's your representation? Who you with? What are you?
Well, I'm sure we could answer all of your questions if you'd just stop touching yourself for a moment.
We're looking for work.
Whoa! No shit, Sherlock. Everybody comes in here is looking for work. Everybody wants to be a star. Asmodeus, they say to me. Asmo, baby, I'm hot. But really, they all know hot. You know what I mean? Little industry humor there. No, seriously, what kind of experience you got?
Well...
That's okay, baby. Don't worry about it. I can just tell by looking at you that you're good. You've got good bone structure, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm gonna have to audition you. Why don't you just have a seat on the couch here with me for a while your boyfriend hits the pavement?
Ah, the old casting couch.
Both of us, or no deal.
You two are killing me. All right. Don't worry about it. The effects department can take care of it. Let's go down to the set and see what you're made of. I got a plot going I could use you two in. Standard contract, don't worry about it. We'll work out the fine print later, no problem. You game?
Well, I have qualms. Several, in fact.
We need to consult with our agent.
Your what? You got your first role and you gotta talk it over with your agent? Forget about it. There's a million more where you two came from. Go on, scram.
All right.
Come crawling back, have you? They all come back to Asmo. I'm willing to give you one more chance. You gonna take it this time?
Well, surely I'm certain this whole operation is quite on the up and up. Seem legit.
Fabulous! Let's go down to the set and see how you emote. That's an acting term.
And so we go through the usual routine with the skull cap and the Aztec barber smock. And to the Inferno we go. Oh god, children's playground set. I'm starting to wish I had asked for script approval.
Barely recognizable as a film office, it's even less recognizable as a porn film headquarters.
Yeah, that's disturbing. Still get the same description for Asmodeus?
The demon filmmaker seems to thrive on the infernal insanity of the hell film set.
Nope, we get a little blurb about how he's in his element. Fair enough. Let's have a look at that inventory again. And... interesting. We see our usual hell inventory, and Sterling's device is not in it. But it will shortly be referred to in the dialogue. So yeah, we've got a definite plot hole here, and it's not even reflected in the game mechanics. Whoopsie doodles. Also, one other thing that I have to point out here about the novel. When this part of the game is covered in the novelization, Asmodeus at one point calls out to some of his demonic porn stars, and one of the demons that he calls out to is Booer! Now, a few of you may already be laughing, but just in case you're not up on your demonology, I would like to note that Booer is a lion-headed wheel of goat legs. Now, there's a sexy stud for you. Well, I mean, I guess he's probably got a decent tongue, but... No, I'm not going to overthink this anymore. Let's just talk to Asmodeus.
All right. Don't touch anything on the set, and don't let any of this spook you. These people are all professional actors, huh?
Oh my God.
Hey, take it easy, baby. It's all effects. Trust me, they don't feel a thing. It's like falling off a log. Let me just go talk to this one actor over here. He's hamming it up, doesn't want to do his part the way it's written. You know, some performers you just gotta stroke all the time. Pamper, stroke, pamper, stroke. That's all I do around here. Be right back, baby.
Given the backdrop for this set, I don't really think I want to know how literally he's talking about pampering and stroking.
You got the device? Where should we put it?
Yes, we've got the device that we shouldn't be able to bring into hell and that is no longer apparent in our inventory.
I don't know. Is that his director's chair? Let's put it under there.
Hurry, he's coming back.
Hey, you're looking beautiful, baby. Hey, beefcake. I told you, don't touch nothing on the set. Now, let me set the scene for you. Being this is your first part, I'm going to give you something easy. I just want you to show me some pain. Got it? We'll work our way up to agony and misery later. For now, just give me pain. Okay? Play around with it. See what you come up with. Then, get a little drunk and you'll land in jail. Gaffer, get a grip. You gotta look for the union label. All's well that ends well. Swell, swell, lights, camera, interaction.
Beg your pardon? You know, I suppose, being a big, up-and-coming, big-shot director type, it wouldn't be unusual for him to partake of a little nose candy in between shots.
What's going on? He's talking to us like we're not here.
It's like he's shorting out or something. Did you place the device?
No, he came back too quick, but...
Hey, where are we?
Looks like nowhere.
Maybe it's purgatory.
Well, that was odd. And all of a sudden, we're back on Earth, back in Asmodeus' porn studio, and the big man himself is apparently lying dead on the floor, and Dean Sterling is present. Not entirely sure what the hell just happened. Apparently, we're supposed to go to Dante, and all will be explained according to the mysterious flaming letters, but, yeah, let's take a look around and see if Dean has any idea what's going on.
With its props and various sets, it looks like any normal film studio lot, and yet there's something different about it all when you realize porno snuff films are made here.
Well, same description, but I'm not sure, if they're going to be making any films anymore.
The intrepid demon hunter's bazooka is still smoking as you come to consciousness. He's bagged another one.
Well, he's clearly not actually holding a bazooka, but it won't be the first time we'll see conflicts between the writing and visuals in this game. I guess we can let that one go. Dean, talk to me. What the hell happened here?
Man, where the hell are we?
Well, I found you two in here hooked up to these bloody machines. Asmodeus watching over you. I saw him hook you up through the window and I didn't like the look of things. I got a good shot off and down he went. Fell over like a bull elephant hit with a trank shot.
Yeah, he was acting weird in hell. He just started jerking and stuttering.
Now it makes sense. Look at him. He's an android.
Was an android. Whatever he was, you sure took him out, Sterling. Man, I hope I never get on your wrong side. What kind of a gun are you using, a bazooka?
You only get one shot with a demon. Better make it a good one.
But what did you do to disrupt his system? And how come that made the whole place go kaflooey?
Some technical terminology from Rachel there.
Got some weird news for you, mates. I don't think you were in hell. I mean, I found you unconscious hooked up to these little gizmos here.
What? Hooked up to these decks? Impossible.
Wait a minute, Gid. This is beginning to make sense. The android, the whole place shaken up. The message just appearing in midair like that.
Blimey. You mean hell was virtual? No, whoa. Oh, it's too incredible.
You said yourself Asmodeus was already short-circuiting when you got here. Somebody got into the system and planted a bug so it would crash. That same person sent us that message.
You know, I think you might be onto something, Rach. Unbelievable. All these years. Hell. Virtual. What a scam.
And there we have it, folks, our big reveal. Some of you probably twigged to it by now. The game certainly drops a number of hints, not all of them subtle, but yeah, I imagine it's coming as quite a shock to our protagonists here, not to mention Dean.
But who else knew? Who sent us that message?
I think we better get to Dante's and find out.
Absolutely incredible. The bloody government. Look, now let me know what you find out. I've got to get back to my place. Now this changes everything. Except how dangerous the bloody hand is.
We better take one of these decks with us. Dante can help us figure this whole thing out, and whoever this mystery person is.
Yeah, well, watch your backs, mates. You now know what may be the most dangerous information you could possibly know.
You do too. But at least, now we know who our real enemies are. The Hand.
The Hand it is. I'm going to have to get myself a bigger gun. Go carefully, mates.
Well, it would be kind of neat if we had an ally in Dean Sterling for the remainder of the game. He seems to be, kind of taking the whole conclusion the same as we are. And looks like he's going to be taking a little bit of a revolutionary approach to his future as well. But unfortunately, we never have to interact with him again for the rest of the game. His meaningful role in the story is pretty much over. And in the novel, Dean is just too crazy and confused to even understand what the hell is going on. Alright then. Our next step is fairly obvious. We go to Dante, and allegedly, all will be explained. Okay, that was weird. Let's try that again. Okay, where was Dante's apartment? Here we are. Oh, same place. The little walk down the street. Well, first off, Oscar, how you doing?
What'd you say? Oh, time to eat. Oh, good. Them refried beans and pan-fried quails went right to my toes.
Man's got a one-track mind. Dante, on the other hand, I'm sure he's got something for us. That is, if we haven't permanently pissed him off by letting Drip and Electric Sex do the nasty on his couch.
Dante, we've had a break.
No kidding. I'm networking with a deep throat who claims he's hacking from within the Pentagon. He says he's been in contact with you. What's the story?
Something big. Could change everything we know about Hell.
It locked up. We were in a hell pit run by a demon called Asmodeus. The whole thing, everything except for us, locked up. And this deep throat contacted us in flaming letters.
What? A lockup? Get quality assurance on the line. Bug-free, they said it was.
Locked up? What's that? You're babbling.
Because it's extraordinary. An unprecedented violation of physical laws. What did Deep Throat tell you? We must contact him.
He said the psycho pumps are really wireless decking units, that you can access hell at will. He left an address. Garage? What does that mean? What is this? Decks? Addresses?
I wouldn't know anything about decks. I'm just an old man with sore joints and bad eyesight.
I've got some guesses, but only Deep Throat can tell us what really happened.
Oh, shit. I think I get it. Oh, man.
What are you thinking, Gid?
I'm thinking that Hell may not be real at all, that it's an enormous, complex virtual reality, that all these years of terror and suffering were founded on a lie.
Well, that's my past, damn it. Can an old man be left to die in peace?
Shut the fuck up, Oscar. You're out of your element.
Oh, man. They didn't. Don't tell me. They outlawed the stuff and kept it all to themselves.
Yep, Dante's actually got a pretty interesting point here. Outlawing the stuff and keeping it all to themselves, that actually explains a lot about how the Hand swept itself into power while keeping that power out of the hands of the general populace. If you think about it, the android incarnations of the demons that appear in Earth, well, they're really just meats, which of course are now illegal. And the Hell virtual reality is presumably based on the parallax code used behind the Octadeck, and of course virtual realities are also now illegal.
They could be even more powerful than we thought.
More vulnerable, too. Damn, they made fools of us, Rachel. Reality containment's a colossal joke if Deep Throat tells us what I think he will.
Anything else, you guys?
What'd you say?
I've been panning for gold on the nets, but nothing's turned up on you two yet.
Keep trying, we appreciate it. How's Drexler?
He's an interesting old coot, but I gotta eyeball him long hours, 'cause he keeps rigging my hardware.
Can't damn a man to Tartarus for trying to stay current. Take jacks in the Warrens fetch a high price. I've been making do for years with insufficient amperes and sluggish clock speeds. I'd pay a fortune for a multi-spectival poly-robust graphic system.
Hey, I'm hip to all that. But let me know the next time you plan on tapping the heating unit's power supply to run an arc welder. The coating on the wires melted into the floor.
Poor Dante. It's a good thing he's sympathetic to the whole revolutionary thing and our plight in particular, because, man, have we complicated his life. Now then, if I recall correctly, we should have a psychopomp at this point. But either something went wrong or I forgot to pick it up at Asmodeus' place. I thought it was just normally entered into our inventory, but then it has been a while since I played this game. Bear with me a moment. Aha! Here it is. It was sitting behind Asmodeus' desk here. Yeah, I forgot you have to pick up the psychopomp after Sterling tells you about it. Sorry about that, folks. I'll just plop that into the usual Gideon side inventory there.
The means by which you can travel to hell.
Yep. The psychopomp, as we now know, is a wireless decking unit. But it will not work, if I recall correctly, if we actually try to use it here, so I'm gonna have to nip back to Dante's apartment real quick. Be right with you. Okay, here we are again. And now, it's time to go meet Blowjob. Oh, that's right, I just have to use it on myself, I believe. Enter address. Okay. Yeah, we can't actually enter anything besides the address we've been given at this point. Garage. Heh, level 666. Looks like things are a little thrown together, but I suppose as a meeting place it'll certainly do.
For some odd reason, Deep Throat chooses to appear in a cyber location designed to look like an old-fashioned subterranean parking garage. You are face to face with Deep Throat. At least you assume it's his face, since appearances are deceiving in this virtual environment.
Hey, Linda Lovelace, how you doing?
You came. I was counting on you being desperate enough to chance it.
Oh, we're here, all right. When a hell pit locks up like a fracker's shanty, we get real curious. Speaking of jury-rigged environments, what's the story with this place?
Forgive the incomplete nature of the area. It betrays my haste in fashioning it. I devoted most of my efforts to cloaking this well from hand detection.
Doesn't matter. We're obviously not here to talk about the place, no matter how weird it is.
I've been following your activities as best I can by monitoring the ARC online chatter. I only meant to contact you. Causing Asmodeus' hell pit to lock up was an unexpected side effect. I know that you've been framed, but I don't know why. I also know that you've taken up with the Citizens Freedom Front.
Yeah, we know what we've been doing. What about hell?
It is the greatest lie in human history, Rachel. Your boyfriend's got it right. It's all computer-generated. You see, from the beginning, the Hand knew that fear was its greatest weapon. They spent billions of dollars tapping into centuries of fear and superstition, humankind's tribal horrors and primal fears. The military and the CIA had already stockpiled immense research on the subject, and trans-global CEOs and ambitious secular politicians willingly backed the Hand. They were confident they could share in the Hand's rule of the country. But once the gates of hell opened, Solix swept all non-believers from power. Those were the first nights of the scrub teams. The first nights of many.
Just goes to show, never trust Grace Jones.
So hell is a computer program. No one is damned then?
Oh, no. Oh, no. People are damned. They're hurt. The burning is in the mind, but that makes it no less real. Oh, no. The only thing not virtual here is the pain and the death. The death is real.
Having a little trouble with your balance there, Deep Throat?
This changes everything. There's so much we have to ask you.
Not now. I'll contact you again. I will be your Deep Throat. Keep in touch with Dante. I'll contact him when I need to speak with you.
Welp, it's all official then. Hell is nothing but a VR on a grand scale. Probably nothing that was even thought to be technologically possible. But then, of course, the parallax code and VR in general was outlawed some time ago, so they've certainly had lots of time within the Hand to be working on it in secret. Dante, you want to know about this?
No word from him yet. Man, I hope they haven't whacked him. He better get his ass out of the Pentagon. I'll keep scanning for him.
Oscar, you got anything besides beans and quails on your mind?
What'd you say?
Of course not. I know who's going to want to know about this, though. The Senator. I believe at this point she has moved from her office to the computer room. Let's see if we can find her in there.
Senator Burr presides over the cramped room in a sub-basement of the British Embassy that serves as the CFF Nerve Center.
Senator, have I got news for you.
What's wrong? Something bad's happened, hasn't it? The assassination attempt on Solux?
The attempt on Solix has failed. The homing device apparently was discovered and reprogrammed. The missile meant for Solix struck a tenement building. Fortunately, most of the residents were on the street watching Solix pass by, so no one was killed. Thank God. I knew it was a mistake to attempt such extreme measures.
Well, that's kind of a bummer. A successful assassination on Cyber Grace Jones certainly would have made life a little easier for the CFF, but, well, I guess that was kind of a long shot.
Question is how they found the homing transmitter. We spent over a year devising ways to cloak its signal, spent a small fortune on stealth materials for the casing. People risked their lives to obtain paint samples from Solix's car. Xenon was a fool to use these two to do his dirty work.
Watch who you're accusing, Katerina. Your plan was dicey from the start. I don't care how mondo your homing device was. You think the hand techs aren't 3 steps ahead of you? Judas Priest, it's the Imperator's parade car. You think they don't scan almost every molecule of that thing?
I keep telling you, Gideon, leave Rob Halford out of this.
There is no time for this. There is no time for recriminations. As you see, Gideon and Rachel, some of my staff do not trust you.
Yeah, we noticed that with Literati. He's got a big problem with us.
If you don't recall, Derek Literati is the guy with his nose in the book out in the main room who, well, he was very, very hostile to us on our initial visit here.
Marcus Vanders and Claudette Simeone of the attack squad were his closest friends. He hasn't been the same since their death. When they disappeared, something inside him disappeared as well.
Well, maybe if we can find out what happened to that commando team, then old Derek Literati will warm up to us a little bit. Always good to have allies.
We've discovered Solix's secret. We've discovered the secrets of hell.
Ah, yes. This is what we came for in the first place.
Hell's secrets. I've no time for idle boasts. Tell me what you know.
The Imperator doesn't have the keys to hell, but Solix does have a team of ace hackers, and hardware at least 3 generations ahead of anything you've ever seen. Hell isn't real. They're computer generating the whole thing.
Computer generating? But how?
The Hand is ruled like Luddites, outlawing most cutting-edge tech, but that hasn't stopped the government itself from moving ahead full bore. They've been developing cyberspace and decking technologies to a sophisticated degree. When they damn people, they don't physically send them anywhere. The victim's nervous system is linked to a computer network that's generating an enormously complex virtual environment. And that's hell.
And that kind of explains why the pain and the torture and the fear and all that is real in hell. Your whole nervous system is apparently hooked right into the psychopomp. I guess that would do it.
My God! You're certain of this?
Oh, by the way, another thing from the novel, the psychopomp's interface is explained in the novel as containing lots of tiny, like, microscopic level drills that actually bore into your skull and directly into your brain. I can't think that would actually work. There seem to be, you know, I'm certainly no expert there, but there would seem to be all kind of medical problems with an interface like that. But moving on.
We've got a deep throat inside the Pentagon. He's a programmer who spends his days backing up data generated by the Hell program. They've got everyone's nightmares on tape. And he's spilling everything he knows. Everything he's said so far is consistent with our experiences in the underworld.
All right. All right. This changes everything. Can you get to this person, this deep throat? We must speak with him. We must have him here with Katerina working on some way to destroy Hell. If it's a computer program we can crash, we can devise a bug or virus and reduce the gates of Hell to virtual ruins. Correct, Katerina?
Maybe. I mean, in theory, any program, any data can be corrupted. It's a matter of understanding their code, and it'll depend on hardware. I'll need information, lots of it.
You heard her, Gideon, Rachel. Bring me this deep throat. We must have him on our team. the front has a number of important allies. Former government officials who have resigned their posts rather than serve under the Hand. And activists who the Hand deemed too subversive to remain free. All of them will be crucial to forming a government that can take charge when Solux is defeated. The Imperator, of course, knows this, and has apprehended them, consigning all of them to hell. We had never seen a way to rescue them until now. Can you access hell at will?
We think so. We have access to a psychopomp, which, as it turns out, is a disguised decking unit.
Good. You two must undertake to rescue our people being tortured in hell. If I understand this correctly, they are most likely linked to a computer somewhere in the Pentagon. We have spies inside. Hopefully, one of them will be able to free their bodies while you free their minds. Katerina will brief you on the identities of the prisoners. While you work to free them, we will devise a means of destroying hell.
Okay. Well, it looks like we have a new mission. In addition to trying to find out what happened to the CFF's missing commando squad, we have to rescue various high-ranking members of the CFF in order to be able to use them as officials of an interim government after we bring down the Hand. And in the meantime, they're going to try and figure out how they can bring down hell itself. Pretty lofty goals, but at least now we know what we gotta do.
You should resist coming here unless you have something important to report about the attack squad, Solux, or hell. Just visiting the embassy is reason enough for the Hand to pick you up.
Well, that's fair. Katerina, any thoughts? Gideon? Taking kind of a roundabout path there, aren't you?
Alright, so I have to Mission Impossible you two on some of the front star power who've taken a ride on Charon's jet ski? Get ready. The list reads like a who's who of establishment figures gone disgrunt.
Any theories on how we're gonna find these people? We've got a psychopomp, but what next? We just can't make blind decks. Hand sea-space jocks would find us in minutes.
We're a little lucky there. The Hand's given us a head start. You know how they run it. Hell isn't scary if the folks at home don't know something about it. Hand's buzzed us the sweaty locales of some of the prisoners. Of course, the Hand never figured on their enemies having a psychopomp. If the psychos are anything like the Acti decks, then they've got some cutting-edge intentionality engines. The psycho should be able to scan for the hell areas you're aware of and offer them as an option for travel.
Let's see if I have this right. We just used the psychopomp in this room, ask it to take us to Charon, and we can go to any hell location we're familiar with. And to leave the hell pit, I assume we just return to Charon.
That's the theory. Remember, the psychopomps are for the bad guys who run hell. It's supposed to be easy for them to get around. Listen now. Here are the people you have to rescue from hell. There are 12 of them in total. We know that Eddie Commerce is being held by a demon named Moculus in some manner of Hell Zoo.
Isn't Commerce the underground comic, the really subversive guy?
That's right. The Hand kept censoring his act. Finally, he got fed up and went full-blown disgrunt.
That's one. Who else?
Front's top EE guy, a shaman with circuitry, a Texan named Dingo Tucker, is being held in one of Beelzebub's pits that apparently is teeming with rats. Former Secretary of State Sheshu is having his gums eternally torn open by a dentist demon named Malbolge. Prudence Alayla, Senator Burr's chief of staff, is getting the traditional hellfire treatment. Multi-billionaire Conklin Danforth is encased in a block of ice beside a tributary that leads to Hell's frozen sea. Former Secretary of Defense Trenton is on the rack in one of Mephisto's pits. That's all I got on these guys, but it's a good start.
That's a good start. Anything else?
There's one other thing. Townsend Ellers is the chief tactical planner for the CFF. We can't attack the Pentagon without his expertise. A Apparently, he's being tortured by Satan personally. That can't be good, even if Satan is just a computer image. Don't know how to access him yet, but you'll be duking it out with Satan before this is over.
Well, that ought to be exciting.
One of our people inside the Pentagon reported that they've located where our torture victims' bodies are being held while they're in the Hellnet.
Great. They can just disconnect the psychopomps and save us a lot of sweat.
Life ain't that easy, Rachel. Release of the bodies is apparently blocked until their minds are freed from their torture in hell. Once that happens, our agents in the Pentagon assure us they can move the prisoners out.
Okay. And that is the nuts and bolts of how we're going to rescue all these hell prisoners. Apparently, the sort of rescue infrastructure is already in place within the Pentagon to smuggle their bodies out, but they can't be disconnected without first freeing them from hell. So we'll be going to the hell pits where all of these various prisoners are being tortured, and at each of them we'll have to solve a small puzzle or do a little inventory combination in order to rescue them from whatever their predicament happens to be. We'll have to do a lot of that, but fortunately the hell rooms are often at least visually interesting. Alright then, before I sign off for the time being, we're gonna take a little spin out to the main room and see if Derek or Vivid or anyone has anything new to say to us.
Senator Burr had me monitoring the meeting. I can't pretend I grasp all the implications of hell being a computer program, but I know you two are putting it on the line for all of us. I want to apologize for how hard I was on you. It's my job to be the senator's hammer. Now, I can't allow myself to trust anyone.
Yes, I can see how you might be suspicious of two ARC agents claiming to be switching sides.
I hope you can get our guys back. I'll be working out the logistics for a strike against the Pentagon, if we get that far.
Oh, seems like all's forgiven. Well, that's nice. Looks like Vivid doesn't have any thoughts on the matter. And Charles, unsurprisingly, has no opinion on the subject. So I guess that'll do for today. As always, I would like to thank you all for joining me, and I hope you're enjoying the trip. I think I'm gonna go play some more Dark Souls once I finish editing and encoding this, and I hope you have a good week. Take care, and I'll see you soon.